Welcome. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of the Phillies Standard Podcast with Ryan A. Clark. Please like, share, and subscribe. Full podcast information will be in the descriptions. Um, I just want to just say that with the Sixers Standard Podcast and with the Phillies Standard Podcast, those podcasts will also be on Apple and Spotify with the podcast audio. So please tune in if you're able to just listen. Thank you. If you're able to watch and listen, thank you. But again, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for the support. On this first episode of the Philly Standard, I would say that this has been I would say, disappointing opening opening series for the Phillies. Um, let's just recap. Starting off with opening day, everything was pretty high and the feelings were good. The Phillies won Game One, 5-3 against the Rangers. A little quick recap of the game. Um, let's see. Berger went 3 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs. Seager went 2 for 4. For the Phillies, Schwarber hit 1 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs, and Baum hit 1 for 3 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Chris Sanchez, he was my player of the game. It was 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, and 10 Ks. I definitely want to talk more about him later on. And Backus came in as well. Backus came in as well, and he kind of was the one who kind of let the game get away a little bit, giving up 3 hits and 3 earned runs and a home run. But overall, I would say with this game, I'm sorry, Durant with the save. Overall, I would say with this game, Game One, it was definitely a great game for the Phillies. The feelings were high in the building. We got to see a glimpse of Justin Crawford, who I'm high on, and he definitely had a good opening game. I think he also went 2 for 4. But overall, that game, the Phillies did great. They all pretty much was hitting well. The pitching was great. And in regards to the first game, I gotta ask: is Sanchez the new Phillies ace? Don't get me wrong. I know Zach Wheeler has been proven and shown that he's top guy, but him coming off the injury, I got to question it a little bit. And Sanchez had a very dominating opening game, with 10 Ks. The first pitcher to have 10 Ks in opening games is Kurt Schilling. So I mean, where else can you really say he did wrong in this one? And seeing how he did in the World Baseball Classic, yeah, I would definitely say that Sanchez is elite. Um, I don't want to jump out and say that he is the new ace right now, but I do think that it's coming. I definitely will see. I definitely think that it's coming. You can see he's pitching with confidence. He definitely got to his spots, and overall, he dominated the Rangers that first game. And what do you guys think about the new pitching? I would say, I was gonna say, what's it called? Yeah, the new pitching system. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me because you want to get the calls right, and you letting the hitter and catchers challenge positions on strikes. I think it's taken away from the eye test a little bit, but overall, I would say that it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Overall, you want to get the calls right, and if the catcher has a better view of it than the umpire, which JT Realmuto, he definitely showed that. He was on point with the challenges, man. I don't think he got one wrong. Maybe he did get one, but Realmuto is definitely really good at with his challenges, and he make them count. But I'll still give it some time on if he's the new ace. I want to see how Wheeler looks, but I would definitely say it's worth the discussion to see if Sanchez is the new Phillies ace. I'm not mad at that at all. Also want to ask about Sanchez. Is he a top 5 NL pitcher? Um, I definitely look online and I see a lot of Cy Young predictions for the NL, and his name came up. And at first, I was a little surprised by it, but I don't think he's a bad pitcher. But I didn't think he was that high on the list. So maybe you guys think maybe I'm misreading Sanchez. But I did see on the ESPN poll they had Skeens. I forget the second pitcher's name, and they had Sanchez and then the field. And I was thinking Sanchez is that good that he ain't a part of the field. So it definitely has me wondering. Maybe I'm not really seeing the full potential of Sanchez. I know he's a good pitcher and everything, but I think so highly of Wheeler. Maybe I didn't really expect that of Sanchez. So I could be misreading that. I could. From a negative from this first game, I would. I don't think I really have many. For the Rangers, like I said, Sanchez got the win. Evaldi got the loss. With 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 Ks, 5 earned runs, and 2 home runs. It was opening day. Maybe maybe he just felt a little nerves, but the game might have got away from him a little bit. A quick recap of the game: Schwarber went with a home run in the first to put the Phillies up 2-0. Then Baum hit another home run, a 3-run home run, put the Phillies up 5-0 in the fifth. That's when Berger hit a home run in the ninth to make it 2-5. And the Jansen RBI single was 3-5, and Duran closed the door with a save. So overall, what did you guys think about opening game? Did you like what the Phillies showed you? Did you have any concerns? Overall, I didn't the opening game, but as we continue on, that's definitely going to change. I will say that because this is the high point of the Phillies, and now we're going to have to get to the negatives. Second game of this series, Rangers win 5-4. Berger went 2 for 5 with a home run, 2 RBIs. Seager went 2 for 4 with another home run, and McCutcheon with the go-ahead RBI in the 10th. This game was really, really exciting. I will say that at the end of the game, I will say that. For the Phillies, Marsh went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Garcia 1 for 4 in the RBI. Alexander got the save. Alexander got the save for the Rangers. Martin got the win with the inning pitched and 2 hits and a K. I thought the win would go to Latz, but he had 4 innings pitched, 3 Ks, and 0 hits and 0 earned runs. So I thought it was going to go to him, but it did not. It was definitely a tough night for Aaron Nola for 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks, and 2 home runs. I gotta say that I'm starting to lose it for Nola. Um, I had really high praise for him. I would say maybe 3 years ago. I thought that he could be an elite pitcher, but since then he's kind of tailed off, and I couldn't. Maybe I'm misreading him too. I could have maybe it was just me, but 2 3 years ago I definitely had him second on the Phillies pitching chart, and now I mean if Ranger was still there, I would argue that he might be fourth. So I don't know, man. I think Nola has definitely taken a wrong turn so far, and I think he needs to pick it back up. And so only opening series, so it will get better overall, and you can see where it goes from there. But Duran got the loss in this one. But a quick recap of the game: Rangers started off right off the bat. Seager hit a home run. The first went 1-0. Berger hit a home run. I'm sorry, Seager hit a home run in the first, make it 1-0 for the Rangers. Then Berger followed up with a home run, making it 3-0. And the Phillies' bats was extremely cold, and this was my negative for this overall series for the Phillies. The bats were very, very cold, and they didn't get their first hit until the 6th inning by JT Realmuto. And I think it was JT or was it Garcia again? But I think it was JT. But yeah, I just don't. The Phillies was not hitting, and that's why I kind of thought Latz would have got the win because him and that bullpen, they definitely shut down the Phillies. I would say that for sure. But I will give the Phillies also some credit. They stuck around and they didn't let up. They fought back in the ninth. Garcia hit an RBI double. Marsh hit an RBI single, which put the game at 3-3. And at that point, I definitely thought the Phillies were going to take it. I thought they just caught the momentum back, and I thought that the Rangers blew it. But they stuck with it. And I would say a little bit of this was Duran had burnt out, maybe. I'm not sure. He came in throwing a little bit of heat, but maybe the moment got to him because it was tied 3-3. But he gave up a run on a wild pitch. And then McCutcheon with the RBI single that put the lead up to 5-3. And that's pretty much where the Rangers kind of kept the lead from there. At the bottom of the 10th, I'm sorry, Phillies up again at the 10th, and Harper hit a RBI single, which made it 5-4. And like I was saying, Alexander came in with the save, and the Rangers won 5-4 in the end. And yeah, I just think the bats were very, very cold for the Phillies in this one. And I've been holding off on talking about this Um, I don't want to jump on the guy because it seems like when you're ready to criticize him, he gets a big hit, and I'm not sure. And he is coming off injury, so I don't know. Maybe I'll still go light on him for this one. But Bryce Harper, I'm starting to get alarmed. I'm starting to get alarmed. His bat, he hasn't really had a good hitting streak in a while. And the first time it caught my eye was in the baseball classic. Yes, he was on Team USA, but again, kind of like I was saying, the moment you kind of want to get on him for not hitting consistently, he gets a big hit. I was thinking about doing it. I covered the World Baseball Classic as well, and I was watching the Venezuela game, and I was thinking, where's Harper at? Where has he been? Because I was thinking about getting on him and Judge. And the moment I thought about it, he hit that home run, and I was just like, okay, he gets the timely hits when you need him to, but you kind of then forget about you were on cold stunt for a long time. And that's kind of where I'm at with Harper right now. I think that when the game matters or when it's or it's time to kind of take control of the game, Harper seems to not get a hit. And that's kind of when you really need him to set the tone. And when the team is down and has to be resilient, that's when he shows up. Which ain't bad in a way, but it's also kind of like this we need more. We need more consistency out of you because you can argue that he is the best player on the Phillies right now. I think right now it's to him and Schwarber, but Harper, I'm starting to get concerned. I'm starting to get concerned. I think that I do think it'll turn around for him, but right now I will have to say it's definitely a concern. It's definitely a concern. And overall with this game too, I think that the bats really let pitching down on this one. Don't get me wrong, Nola did start off bad, so I can probably see how that, kind of hit the morale a bit. But the bats were very, very quiet on this one. Like I said, the Phillies didn't get their first hit until maybe the sixth inning, and you just can't play like that. You can't at all. And man, I would say that it's kind of carried over into our third and final game. But I would say that the heroics of the Phillies, at least you can see that the fight is still there. And I'm not going to be too concerned about it going forward. However, I am now a little concerned about the pitching because I don't remember when Wheeler's coming back, but you had a great showing by Sanchez, not so great showing by Nola, and we're going to get into the third starter coming up, Luzardo, who didn't have a good day either. So pitching is now something that, a lot of Philly fans in the offseason were worried about. And this series definitely highlighted, you know, why Philly fans are concerned. I'm concerned, and overall, we're going to see where this heads out. But for the third and final game of the series, the Rangers win the series 2-1. They beat the Phillies today 8-3, and a full video of the podcast is going to be in the description. I'm sorry, full audio of the podcast is going to be in the description. Please listen on Apple and Spotify. But I would say that the Rangers won this series 2-1 with a score of 8-3. McCutcheon went 2 for 4 with a home run, 3 RBIs and 2 runs. Nemo, sorry for mispronouncing if I did. Nemo went 1 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs. For the Phillies, Schwarber went 1 for 3 and Crawford went 1 for 2. I mean, that's the best you're gonna get. I can't really, I can't really say much else about the Phillies, man. These bats were not good this second and third game of the series. The win went to Gore. He had 5 innings pitched, 2 hits and 2 earned runs with 7 Ks. For the Phillies, Luzardo got to start today. He had 6 hits, 6 earned runs, and 7 Ks. It was definitely not a good showing. Not a good showing for the Philly bats at all. But again, with a quick recap of the game, Nemo with a home run in the third made it 2-0 Rangers. McCutcheon with the 3-run RBI home run. In the fourth made it 5-0 Rangers. Sorry, I'm definitely gonna butcher this one, but Higashida. Sorry if I mispronounced. Sorry for mispronouncing. I don't think I got that right. So sorry about that. But he had an RBI single in the sixth. I made it 6-0 Rangers. Um, I would say also in the sixth is finally where the Phillies bats woke up. But actually, they didn't wake up because the run that they did score was a hit by a pitch to bomb, so it made it 6-1. And Garcia with a sac fly made it 6-2 for the Rangers in the sixth. But I would say the Rangers didn't let up, and Duran hit an RBI double, made it 7-2 in the seventh. Then followed up by Seager with a sac fly, 8-2 for the Rangers in the seventh. Stott, gave Philly a little bit of life with an RBI single, made it 8-3 in the eighth. But overall, it's a much didn't really do much. But after that, the Phillies had lost. Game ended on a double play. Um, the bats, like I said, bats were cold again. They didn't get a hit until I would say maybe the sixth inning again. And this is something that can't go on. I definitely would like to see them get heated up again. Game one was such a great feeling and a great the environment was great. Just watching it because it was in Citizens Bank Park, and the Rangers didn't let up. I will say that. As you can see with elite pitching, it did kind of sway the game a bit, and it did kind of go in favor of the Phillies. And now I'm curious about what we're gonna do so far for the rest of the season. It's only the first series, so I'm not gonna beat the team down about it or express like, oh, we need trades, we need this, we need that. It's not a good enough sample size yet to determine that. But I would still say that going into the season, pitching was a concern for me, and it still is. Luzardo had a bad inning, a bad showing. Nola had a bad showing. They come up, and now we have a series against the Nationals coming up, and that's a okay sign. I mean, the season's still early, so it's not like teams are quitting on the season or anything, and it's in division. So next up, they have the Nationals on the 30th, March 30th, and I expect them to win that series, 2-1. I know they're gonna drop a game, of course, but overall, what did you guys think about the series? Did you think that is pitching a concern for you right now? Because it is for me. Um, as far as the series go, I am split between McCutchen and Berger as far as who played the best. Yeah, I'm torn between those two. I guess I would give the edge to McCutchen because he had more of clutch hits, but I think it's between him and Berger for the players of the series. Pitching, I think definitely the win to the Rangers' favor. And I gotta give the Rangers some props, man. Doing my predictions, I had questions on their bats, and they definitely came to Philly and shut me up. So I gotta give the Rangers that credit. They won the series 2-1. Phillies have the Nationals coming up. What do you guys think about the series coming up? Do you think that are you concerned with Bryce Harper? Because I am. Are you concerned with any other Phillies bats? I know it's opening weekend, but I'm sorry, opening week. But as cold as they went, I just think that is a concern. Are you worried about the pitching? Because not only did the starters not pitch well, but the bullpen also didn't pitch well. Like I said, Bacchus in the first game had a bad showing. Duran blew a save opportunity. But what do you guys think about the series overall? Do you think it's nothing? Do you think it's no big deal? Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think another question I'd like to talk about is Rob Thompson? Um, I don't want to call it that. I think the team has kind of got used to him or tuned him out. I would say, but I will say that it's definitely got to be talked. It got to be talked about this season. I mean, I just think that with the Phillies have kind of it's tough for me to say that they've regressed, but I think that they have because you just went on a World Series run and then you lose to the Nationals. I'm sorry, you lose to the Diamondbacks in the championship series, and then you fall to the Mets. And it's just like I said, it's just been regressing each season. A lot of people are kind of wondering, has the team hit its ceiling? I don't want to speculate it so early on, but this series has kind of put it back in my head that maybe the players are kind of used to him at this point. So I kind of gotta wonder if Rob Thompson is going to be the manager going forward if this continues because you can't keep losing series and you can't just I don't know. I think it may be time. but it's still too early to call. And finally, I also want to ask, as far as the Phillies, did you like the showing for the from the young guys? We got an Otto Kemp sighting, we got a Justin Crawford sighting. He played 2 games. I like both. Crawford, he showed some signs of who he can be. He had some good hits. He had good defensive plays as well. I remember game 2, he had a great catch at the wall, and he had good instincts of one play he didn't collide into Marsh. He let Marsh take it. I think Crawford is definitely going to be a good prospect. Can't only pinch hit, so it's tough to call with him. But I think they're going to give him some more time as well. What do you guys think about I guess you say the new guys of the team? Do you think that they're going to eventually take over and become full time? I do, especially with the contracts going on. I think eventually they will move up. But let me know what you guys think about the Phillies so far in this series versus the Rangers. Is pitching a concern? Are you concerned about Bryce? Who are you concerned about at all, if at all? Are you concerned about Rob Thompson? Let me know what you think about that. But in closing, what I like to do with with the Philly standard, I also do it with the Sixer standard as well. But I want to give a Phillies classic moment. I'm gonna do that here and there with the pod, just highlighting some of the um previous classic moments of the Phillies. For this one, I'm gonna go back to April 5th, 2010. The debut of Roy Halladay. Doc was a great Phillies pitcher, also a great Blue Jays pitcher as well. But I'm highlighting the Phillies on this one. They won against the Nationals 11-1, and Halladay has 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 9 Ks, and 7 hits. And that run came in the first inning to Ryan Zimmerman. So I just want to highlight Doc and what he did this game because it was a pitching masterpiece, and the legacy of Doc still remains with the team. And a lot of fans who watched him, he was a great pitcher. And I definitely wanted to, remind people of how great he was, Roy Halladay. And another couple key points about this game. Polanco, he had 6 RBIs. He had a really great game himself. But I want to I want to highlight Roy Halladay, excuse me, and I just want to highlight what he did. And not only did he pitch great, but he got a hit. He went 1 for 4 with an RBI. But I just want to highlight what he did today on this game, and just give him some love because he's definitely one of the Philly greats, and he wished he could have finished. Ended up with a ring, I guess you could say. His last game as a pitcher, I want to say his last playoff game. I remember he only gave up 1 run. It was a classic game between him and the Cardinals. And it was a great pitching duel as well. But I definitely wanted to highlight Roy Halladay in this one and show him some love. Let me know what you guys think about the pod overall. Did you like it? What you think about the Phillies standard classic moment? What you think about Doc? For those who got the chance to see him, do you remember how well do you remember him pitching? I do. That's why I wanted to highlight the Cardinals game. That's why I said I don't think it was his last playoff game, but I definitely remember the 1-0 loss and to St. Louis, and I was always just thinking, man, Doc can pitch, man. It just sucks that the Phillies couldn't get some runs for him. And thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a good one.